Welcome back, class 7, to the online bio classes. We had already started chapter 2, that is Kingdom Classification part 1. In the previous class, you have already read about different shapes of bacteria like coccus, the rod-shaped bacteria, spherical bacteria, comma-shaped bacteria, and then you also studied the nutrition in bacteria, that is how bacteria obtain their food in 3 different ways. Like some of the bacteria have got bacteriochlorophyll by which they can make their own food. They are called photosynthetic bacteria. Some of them are saprophytic, in which they depend on dead and decaying organic matter to obtain their nutrition. Then we studied about autotrophic, then saprophytic, that is, and the last one was parasitic bacteria, the bacteria which live on the body of other organisms to obtain shelter and nutrition from them. Today we have to start with the topic useful bacteria. The bacteria are not only useful, they are harmful also, because many of them cause disease. We will study later after this. So what are the bacteria which are useful to us and how they are useful, in which different ways? Here I have pointed 5 points here, you can see. First one is curd and cheese making. You know that in our daily use, domestic use in the home, we use a bacteria which is called milk bacteria. The name is lactobacillus. Lactobacillus or the milk bacteria is used to convert or change milk into curd, and we enjoy the taste of curd, as well as it is beneficial for our health because it is a good source of protein. Then the bacteria Streptococcus, the name I have written here is Strepto, S-T-R-E-P-T-O-C-O-C-C-U-S. Coccus means you can now understand what is the shape of this bacteria. The Streptococcus bacteria along with Lactobacillus, it is used for commercial production of cheese. And cheese also, you know, it is used as a milk product, and it is used as a food. Like all of you have heard the name Amul cheese and all, isn't it? So how that cheese is made? With the help of a bacteria called Streptococcus and Lactobacillus. Got it? First point. Then what are the second uses of bacteria? I have written the word pickling. Pickling means, achar, you know in Hindi, how to make the pickles. To make the pickles, example I have written Lactobacillus, 2 bacteria's name here. Lactobacillus and acetic acid bacteria. They are used for pickling and fermenting food products. Fermenting means for the process of fermentation, so that it can be used for different types of food products. So second step or the second usage of bacteria is for pickling. The third one is antibiotic. You have heard about the name antibiotic. Whenever we are sick, the doctors prescribe the medicine in which they say that you have to take this antibiotic so that you get well soon. So either it can be in the form of tablets or in the form of capsules or in the form of injections also. Because some injections, that is antibiotic injections, are given in order to get relief from the disease very soon. So what is antibiotics? First the definition I will say. Antibiotics are the medicines which are produced from dead or weakened germs. Means either the bacteria are dead or they are alive but weak. They are made weak, okay, suppressed, their activity is suppressed, and then they are introduced into our body either through injection. Into the blood stream it goes, and there it develops our immunity, that is antibodies against the disease, and fight against the disease causing germs like bacteria and others, and help us to get cured. So Bacillus, the genus Bacillus and Streptomyces, 2 names I have written, both of them are the name of genus or type of bacteria. Bacterium Bacillus and Streptomyces genus, they are used to produce the antibiotics. This is the name of the antibiotics, bacitracin and streptomycin. Like this, many more antibiotics may be there, tetracycline, okay, ampicillin, proxacillin, okay, hydroxycillin. Many names of antibiotics are there. So these 2 indicates the name of antibiotics. If asked name 2 antibiotics, any 2 you can write, okay? Like auramycin, streptomycin. Auramycin is also one example of antibiotic. It is the name of another antibiotic. Auramycin, streptomycin, bacitracin, okay? Now third one is also complete. What is antibiotic? It is a medicine. Then we move on to the next one, that is number 4. What is the fourth usage of bacteria? I have written a word called vaccine. Nowadays it is in news also. Vaccine is a medicine which is prepared from the weakened germs only, and it can be introduced in our body. Like you may have heard about the polio vaccine, which is given to the children in the form of drops. It can be given in the form of injections also, like we take the vaccines of different diseases like tuberculosis, typhoid, cholera, even hepatitis also. And now the news is about developing the vaccine of which disease? The one which is present now, that is coronavirus. So against the coronavirus disease or COVID-19, the vaccine is yet to be developed. Scientists of the world are trying to get the vaccine as early as possible, so that many people can be saved, because many people have lost their lives due to this disease. So vaccine is a preparation which is produced from the dead and weakened germs, and it is introduced into our bloodstream so that we can develop immunity. Immunity means protection against the disease. Like once you get the vaccine injected in your body for a particular disease, suppose tuberculosis, Salk's vaccine is there. The name of the vaccine, who developed it, the scientist. So whenever we get vaccine for any disease, the vaccine containing the germs in the weakened form or dead form or fully living form, 3 different types of vaccines are there. Virulent means fully living, then semi-living, that is half alive, half dead, and one is made from the dead germs only. So this medicine goes in our body. When injected into the bloodstream, it reaches inside the bloodstream. It will increase in number. The number will multiply and it will develop immunity against the disease. Okay, antibodies will be developed. Then we have the fifth one, that is probiotics. Probiotics, you can see what is probiotics. Lactic acid bacteria. The name of the bacteria is lactic acid bacteria. And which one? Acetic acid bacteria, these 2 bacteria. They are used to make probiotics. And what is probiotics? It is the name of the medicine, or we can say a food supplement. Probiotics you can see in the chemist shop also, medical shop. Probiotics, they are used as a food supplement, and they help with our digestion related problems. If a person is suffering from digestive problems like irritable bowel movement, means the toilet unable to clear the digestion problem is there, or if there is diarrhea also. Diarrhea means the passing of watery stool. In such case, we take probiotics as a food supplement. Okay. Now next we will study about some more uses of antibiotics. Okay, next you can see some more up to 11 points. Uses of bacteria or useful bacteria is there. First, number 6, synthesis of vitamin E. You know, vitamins are of different types like vitamin A, B, C, okay, vitamin D, vitamin K, vitamin E. So this vitamin E, one bacteria called E. coli bacteria, Escherichia coli, it is found living in our intestine. Intestine is a part of digestive system. And this E. coli bacteria has the power to produce or synthesize B complex vitamin. B complex means the name of a group of vitamins which are of B, like vitamin B1, B2, B3, B4, B6, B12. Okay, so many types of B vitamin is there, vitamin B. That's why a group of vitamin B is called B complex, as well as vitamin K. These 2 vitamins are produced by E. coli bacteria, which is found living in our intestine. So it means bacteria has the capacity to produce vitamins also, which is good for our body. Then next one is number 7, rating of jute fibers. What is the meaning of the word rating? Rating means to separate the fibers from the stem. So I will write it here so that you can understand. Rating means to separate fibers from stem of the plant by decomposition. Bacterial decomposition means bacteria will act on the fibers and separate them from the cell wall of the plant. Okay. So here, which bacteria? Like in the jute plant, the jute plant is immersed, the stem of the jute plant, after cutting it is immersed in water, in some water bodies like ponds and all. Then it is left there for few months so that the bacteria will act on those stem and help in decomposition, that is separation or the rating of fibers. Fibers will get separated from the stem, and then we can use commercially the jute fibers to produce or manufacture different types of jute products like jute wire, jute rope, jute mat. So many uses of jute is here. Even the clothes are also made from jute. Then the next point is recycling. Recycle means of nutrients. What are nutrients? The substances which are found in the food, like we can say carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, they all are called nutrients. So whenever the plants and animals, they will die, the living things will die, all the nutrients which are present inside their body cells, that is trapped inside the body cells, it will be released by the decomposition of bacteria. Means when the bacteria and fungus also, both of them will act on the dead bodies. They act like decomposers, bacteria and fungus, and they will help to release those nutrients which were locked inside their body into the atmosphere. So once again, or into the environment. So once again, those nutrients can be recycled with the form of different types of biogeochemical cycles, like carbon cycle is there in the nature, which helps in the recycling of carbon. Nitrogen cycle is there for recycling of nitrogen, and so on. Then next point is nitrogen fixation. You know that nitrogen is one of the important elements required for the growth and development of plants. Nitrogen is present in our body or in the plant body in the form of proteins. Plant proteins are there, animal proteins are also there. So this nitrogen, certain bacteria are there. Two types of bacteria are there. One is free-living bacteria called Clostridium. This bacteria can help to convert the atmospheric nitrogen, that is nitrogen gas, into the nitrates, which is the name of the compound available to the plants. It is soluble in water. The other one is rhizobium. You have heard about this word rhizobium in symbiosis. Rhizobium is a bacteria which is found in the root nodules of leguminous plant. Leguminous means the plants which produce pulses. They have nodules or swellings in their roots which contains a bacteria called rhizobium. It is a nitrogen fixing bacteria, means it will help to change atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates and make them available to the plants, so that those nitrogen nutrients will be used by the plants to make plant proteins for their growth and development. So rhizobium is this is free living, but this is not free living, because rhizobium is always present in the root nodules of leguminous plants, but this one lives freely in the soil, that Clostridium bacteria. But both of them have the same function, that is of nitrogen fixation. Understood the meaning of nitrogen fixation? Once again, what is nitrogen fixation? Conversion of free atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates, and it is available to the plants for their use, is called nitrogen fixation. Okay, now we move to the next one, number 10, genetic engineering. It is a branch of biology which deals with the changes in the structure of genes for the beneficial effect of human beings, because we can change or modify the structure of chromosomes or the genes of plants and animals so that they are suitable to us and they can produce large amount of grains, or they can be free from the diseases. We can grow such plants which will remain disease free, which will produce large amount of grains, which can grow even in less quantity of water, even in the drought conditions. So here I have written a word BT, Bacillus thuringiensis. BT cotton is also there, which is a modified crop. Modified means its genes have been changed. So here BT is a pesticide. It is used for biological pest control. Biological pest control means instead of using artificial chemicals to kill the pest, first of all, what is pest? Pests are the insects which are used to destroy or harm the crop plants. Like whenever any plants are growing, certain insects will come, they will eat away the plant, their leaves, and destroy them. they are called pests. And when we use chemicals to kill them, pests are killed of course, but they cause damage to our soil by causing soil pollution. And when we use those chemical containing food like DDT is consumed by human beings or other animals, it causes poisoning also in our body. So biological pest control means to kill the pest by another living organism. Means one living organism will kill another living organism. Understood? So this is a very beneficial effect. It is good for environment. It is environment friendly because it will not cause any type of pollution. Okay? So genetic engineering, not only that, we have been able to modify the genes or the structure of chromosomes of some plants and animals. Not so many nowadays. Many plants and animals, their genes or genotype has been changed so that it becomes suitable for us, and we are able to get disease-free plants. We are able to get such crops or such plants which are beneficial, which are desirable to us. Okay, like we can put the genes of certain animals into the plants to protect them from pests, so that the pest will not harm them. This has been also done in the news, it was there. Okay. Then we have biological treatment. What is the meaning of biological treatment? Biological treatment means, you know that domestic waste, which is called sewage, means the dirty water which comes from our home after taking bath or after washing clothes. All those dirty water, they contain plenty of chemicals inside, which is there in the detergent powder, which is there in the soap, which is there in the shampoo. So they can cause water pollution. Similarly, when the dirty water is released from the factories, they are called the factory discharge or the sewage. Those effluents or the sewage, the dirty water coming from home or from factories, they are treated with the help of bacteria. Means bacteria will help to clean the dirty water coming from homes and factories and change them into compost and biogas. These are useful to us. What is compost? Like if you take all the biodegradable waste, means those waste materials which can be broken down by bacteria and fungus, and put them in a pit, compost pit, let them decompose. When they are acted upon by bacteria and fungus, they will break down and change into a very useful manure which is called compost. So compost is good for the growth of plants because it contains different types of nutrients. And biogas is a gas which is produced by fermentation process. It is also useful because we can use the biogas for lighting purpose, to switch on the bulbs, for cooking, as well as for different uses as like LPG gas is used. Okay. So now in the next topic after this we will study about harmful bacteria. Okay, so now next you can see the topic is harmful bacteria. Bacteria are not always useful to us. Some of them are harmful, which causes different types of diseases in both plants as well as animals. So here three main topics I have given. Spoilage of food. The food which we eat, most of the food items which are perishable, like take for example all the fresh vegetables, fruits, milk products. If you leave them for some time, not only that, leather and all are also spoiled by bacteria. So bacteria will act on them and spoil them and make them unfit for consumption. So they can spoil our food. This is first harmful effect of bacteria. Any food item, if it is left unused, then it will get spoiled. Second one is food poisoning. Example, Clostridium botulinum. It is a type of bacteria which infects the canned food, like the food which is already packed and canned. It is found in that canned food and it causes food poisoning. So if a person is taking canned food which is already packed long back, means it's very old, expiry date has already crossed, then he or she may suffer from food poisoning due to this Clostridium botulinum bacteria, the one which causes food poisoning and that infects the canned food. The last one is disease causing bacteria. Many diseases are produced or they are caused by bacteria. They are born by bacteria. So what is such bacteria called? The organism, not only bacteria, it can be typhoid, it can be fungus or any other microorganism which cause disease in human beings or plants are called pathogens. So if we ask define pathogens, the answer should be pathogens are those organisms that produce diseases. So here I have made a table, you can see disease and the name of the bacteria which cause that disease. So it is a bacterial disease column table. First disease I have marked is cholera. Cholera is caused by Vibrio cholerae. Second one is TB I have written, short form tuberculosis, which infects our lungs. It is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Name of the bacteria is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Third one is tetanus. It is caused by Clostridium tetani. And the last one, number 4, is typhoid, which is caused by Salmonella typhi. Okay? So today up to this much only. As homework, what you can do is, you can write first question, note it down. Write 5 important uses of bacteria. Okay? 5 useful bacteria you have to write. Then second, give any 2 harmful bacteria. Give any 2 effects of harmful bacteria. And the third question, write the name of any 4 diseases and the bacteria which causes those diseases. So write the name of 4 human disease and the bacteria which cause that disease. Okay? So today up to this much only. Thank you.